For the bottom line this morning on how the White House is reacting to the latest events as the president prepares to decide on troop levels, we turn to Chief Washington Correspondent George Stephanopoulos, also anchor of This Week, of course. And George, the insurgents are presumed also to be trying to influence the president's decision about what he does. What have we learned this morning?
Well, Diane, the White House says that there's no way that these attacks are going to influence the president's decision. He's going to make the best decision for the strategy. But and even though the administration has not made and the president has not made any final decisions yet on the number of troops he is going to send or how quickly he is going to send them, there is an emerging consensus among Obama's team based around 5 key points. Number one, there will not be a precipitous withdrawal of troops from Afghanistan. Number two, the new forces that go in will focus on protecting key cities like Kabul and Kandahar. Number three, there will also be an acceleration of training of the Afghan army and government so they can be built up to take care of themselves. That will be matched by efforts to try to turn less radical Taliban who are more likely to be friendly to the United States, who are not radicalized yet, who are not allies of al-Qaeda. And number five, meanwhile, the special forces and drone attacks will continue to target al-Qaeda. Again, Diane, no final decisions on numbers of troops to be sent or when and how quickly they'll be sent, but that consensus is emerging.
You say no decision on when, but Senator John McCain put the pressure on yesterday. Let's listen.
Every day that goes by without that decision being made, the more days there are where young Americans are unnecessarily in harm's way, in my view.
Now, the administration and the military, Diane, say that they are not exposing troops to new risks because they are not sending them out on new missions yet. And meanwhile, the president is also facing pressure from Democrats in his own party who are resisting more troops. What's interesting over the last month, we saw this on our own poll last week, and there are new polls out this morning which demonstrate the same dynamic going on in the public. The number of Americans who actually support the idea of sending new troops is actually increasing. It's increased over the last month with this debate, and basically the country is divided right now over whether to send new troops to Afghanistan. A month ago, they were very much against it.
But back to the question of timing, there's a big meeting on Friday which seems to indicate that it's winding down the deliberation.
The president is closing in on a decision. There's no question about that, and they're focusing on 2 possible windows to announce this decision. I think the most likely one is likely to be Monday, November 9th or Tuesday, November 10th, which is after the Afghan runoff election on the 7th, but before the president leaves for Asia on the 11th. But there's still a debate inside the administration. Some believe that it would be better to wait until after the president gets back from Asia, which is about a week later, because the president wouldn't want to make the decision and then leave the country and have it debated around him. But they're focusing on those 2 key windows for the possible announcement.